Did you know that going live on LinkedIn gets you 7 times more reactions and 24 times more comments than standard videos? It's no wonder LinkedIn Lives are a key tool in your arsenal as a business owner trying to grow your audience on that platform. And the bonus is that you can go live on LinkedIn and YouTube literally at the same time. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to do that with 2 different platforms. One is called StreamYard, the other one's called Riverside. But before I get into that, if you're new here, I'm Shirley, your video marketing and visibility coach. I spent about 20 years in television, and I now help entrepreneurs be more confident on camera and get more visible. So in this video, before I jump into the how-to with the software, because you can't actually go live on LinkedIn through the platform, by the way, I wanted to take a step back and just talk about how to be better going live before we dive into the technical know-how. Because let's face it, if you're crappy going live on camera, it doesn't matter how technically savvy you are, it's gonna suck. So let's make sure that when you do show up live, you're gonna be your best version of yourself. First things first, check your tech. Check it early, check it often, test it out, make sure it works. The worst thing is when you start a live and then you're fiddling around for your slides or your buttons or your flip charts. Hopefully you're not using a flip chart. I've seen that in some lives and I just scratch my head. It's 2024, 2025. What are you doing? So make sure that you have your tech dialed in. Keep it simple. The simpler your setup, the less likely you'll have some embarrassing tech hiccups that throw you off your game when you're going live. Remember, viewers have the attention span of a small toddler, and they're easily distracted. So don't give them a reason to click off of your live. Number 2, just get into it. Don't have any pleasantries. Don't spend a ton of time introducing yourself, talking about yourself. There is no better way to lose people. Think about your viewing habits on YouTube. If you're watching someone and they just drone on about themselves, you're like, click. At least I am. Hopefully you're still watching this video, and if you are, give me a like and a comment. Did I just say that? Okay, let's go to the next one. Number 3, prepare what you're gonna say in bullet points. If you wanna nail your live, you're gonna have to speak in a conversational manner. It's not just about trying to memorize a bunch of lines, because what happens if you forget 1, 2, 3 words, a whole phrase? You're screwed. So don't do that to yourself. Have maybe some bullet points off camera. You can look down, glance, what's the next point you're gonna talk about, and think in concepts, not in sentences and carefully crafted lines, especially when you go live. Remember, there's no stop button. It is what it is. If you screw up, you keep going. And that is tip number 4. If you mess up, flub, anything happens, first of all, acknowledge that it happened if it's something huge. If one of your lights just like crashes down and people can like audibly hear it or see it, or one of your kids comes into the room, or a cat jumps in front of your lens, it's okay. You're human. Trust me, it makes you more relatable. So don't ignore obvious distractions, but also don't call too much attention to flubs that are just normal ways of talking. Sometimes I screw up in my videos. They're recorded, but if I do it live, the worst thing I can do is call attention to it, like, and get really, really flustered and, worried about the fact that I just messed up or used the wrong words. People generally understand that you're not a robot and that you are live. And there's nothing that says, I'm live, I'm here with you, we're together, than if you're human. And sometimes that involves screwing up, and that's okay. But let's face it, none of us like screwing up. So reduce your chances of screwing up by keeping it simple. The more complicated you make it, the harder it is to follow. Even if your audience is very niche and knows the lingo, yes, of course, then you be the judge of what lingo makes the most sense. But even in more complicated niches, the simpler your language and the more clearly you explain it in simple terms, the better it's gonna land. A really good way to hook your audience, especially in a live situation, is to start with a question. Start by engaging with people right away. Let them know, perhaps there's a comment box, they can leave comments, ask people where they're tuning in from. So questions, not just at the beginning, but throughout, are great. One question that's really annoying, please stop doing this, is asking your audience if it makes sense. I know some people do this to make sure people are watching or listening, or put this in the chat box if you're still listening or if you agree. When I see someone doing a live and they're constantly asking me if I understand and if it's clear, I'm like, are you not sure? Like, then why did you say it like that? Right? So treat your audience with respect. Don't be condescending. Ask people if they have questions, and if they do, they will let you know, and then you can answer them. And finally, my biggest tip is keep it short and sweet. Your webinar can be an hour, but if it doesn't have to be an hour, then don't make it an hour. Speak only for as long as you need to get your point across. The less time you take from the people who are watching, the better it is. And you will nail it if you don't overthink it. If you don't nail it, that's okay too. We'll talk about that in another video. But for now, let's get into the tech setup. We'll start with StreamYard. And the first place I have to start is actually in LinkedIn, because I need to create an event, and then I go into StreamYard and find the event. So let's head to the computer now. Easiest place I find is just the events tab here on the side. I have gone ahead and created a cover image already that I am going to upload, and it's called Cocktails and Confidence, How to Go Live on LinkedIn. I'm actually going to create this event because I need to create something for LinkedIn and for StreamYard to be able to recognize, which means that if you go on my LinkedIn, you'll actually see this after you watch this video. So we're gonna go ahead and apply. The organizer is me. And here you have either a LinkedIn audio event, a LinkedIn Live, or an external event. We're gonna go ahead and click LinkedIn Live, which is a video. How to go live on LinkedIn. I'm on Eastern time. Let's just say 5:30 p.m. So the speaker is going to be me, and then I'm gonna click Next. This is going to actually post on LinkedIn that I am doing a live at 5:30 p.m., which is in 10 minutes. But don't worry, you don't have to wait that long. I will fast forward when I edit this video so we can just get right to it. I'm now gonna go to StreamYard. I've already set up a StreamYard account, so here I am in my StreamYard interface. I wanna create a live stream. You can see that I already have my LinkedIn added. So right now I'm adding my YouTube and connecting it to StreamYard. And this is the way that you can go live on both platforms at the same time. But at the time of this recording, I only had the LinkedIn connected, so we can go ahead and just use that. I'm gonna go to my studio and see, you can also upload a pre-recorded video, by the way, if you don't wanna go live, but let's just say we're gonna go live, and I'm gonna click on Shirley right here. The title and description come up, but I can go and use an existing LinkedIn event. So you'll see this already came up. It knows that I have this event because it's connected to my LinkedIn. So I'm gonna say use selected event. And now you'll see the scheduled start time is already there. Upload thumbnail. I'm gonna go ahead and upload the same thumbnail I had from before. Create live stream. Now you'll see that I actually have this prompt to enter the studio, and I can do that before the scheduled time of my live. I'm gonna check my camera and mic, and I have my display name here, Shirley Engel, enter studio. If you're not paying for StreamYard, you'll have this powered by StreamYard logo. You can't get rid of that unless you pay. I don't pay for this platform because I pay for Riverside. So I'm gonna go ahead and add myself to the stage. Ta-da! So here I am. It says my name. If you'd rather have your business name or some other way of, referring to yourself, that is totally up to you. You can actually add slides. So I'm just gonna show you this for the purposes of this video. I have these slides from August 15th, let's say. And you'll see that right now I'm in this layout, but I can change it to this layout. I can do this, hello. I can change it to just me. I can change it to just the slides so you don't see me, and you have full control over this as you go live, which is really cool. Over here, you'll see this is where we go live. So you'll see now I have a countdown timer of 4 minutes and 56 seconds, which means that the event on LinkedIn is scheduled to start in 5 minutes or just under 5 minutes. I have full control over when I actually go live. So until I click this button, I'm not live. I'm not gonna make you wait 5 minutes. What I'm gonna do is fast forward this video and we'll go straight into where we go live. We are now about to go live, so we're gonna go over to the computer, and over here you can see that it says it's showtime. So I'm gonna go live. We're gonna hit this button, and I am live on LinkedIn, filming on YouTube at the same time. I'm gonna go ahead to my LinkedIn tab here, where I am going to see, am I live yet? There is a bit of a delay. So usually if I was talking for a little while, I would see the live come up eventually. And I could go between the two windows, because if you want to moderate comments, you have to actually be on LinkedIn itself. So that's StreamYard. Now let's see how to do the same thing on Riverside. Okay, I'm going to go ahead into my studio. I'm not using headphones right now. I'm just going to use the microphone built into my Mac for this demonstration, and I'm going to join my studio. Now you'll see here it says live stream off. So I'm going to go ahead and toggle down here, stream to social. I'll click on LinkedIn. My LinkedIn account is connected. Okay, I am ready to stream to LinkedIn. So as you can see, it's pretty easy. You just have to make sure the two platforms are connected, and we're streaming in. And the other thing I wanted to show you is that I can also stream to YouTube at the same time here. This is how you would do that. You would also connect your YouTube account, and then you could be streaming in more than one place at the same time. I'm now coming to you from riverside.fm, which is another platform. This was all about showing you how to connect to LinkedIn to go live, because LinkedIn itself doesn't have a native video streaming platform. So I'm actually filming a YouTube video at the same time as I'm doing this, because I'm demonstrating how to go live on LinkedIn. I am on a delay. I am watching myself on Loom on a delay. I'm going to go back to Riverside so I don't get nauseous, but this is how I connect the two. I'm going to hit stop on the live stream now, and I'm going to go back to filming my YouTube video. So you can see that I just went live, talking about going live, very meta. Hopefully my audience on LinkedIn, some of you might be in it, isn't confused, but that was pretty simple, right? Hopefully that tech setup wasn't too complicated. I would love to know in the comments, did you try it? Do you have a preference? Which one works? Did I get anything wrong? Look, I know going live can be really intimidating, especially if you're an introvert. So if that's you and you want some tips on how to go from that introvert who doesn't really want the spotlight to actually being in the spotlight, reluctantly or otherwise, check out this video where I do an interview with an introvert who really took visibility to the next level.